When we visited this California Toyota dealership a year ago, this van was the only new car they had, and someone had just bought it. Anyone in the market for a new ride is that prices nationwide, while up from a year ago, are cooling, down an average $574 from their peak in July.
$47,000 Toyota Highlander for $12,700. $38,000 Camry for $9,800. Toyota dealers liquidating inventory at impossible prices. I'm standing in Mike Rodriguez's Toyota dealership in Phoenix right now, watching him sell vehicles at prices that would have been unthinkable just 2 years ago. It's 3:15 p.m. on a Wednesday, and he just sold a fully loaded Highlander hybrid for less than what a used one cost last year. "I'm not making money on these deals," Mike tells me, his voice cracking with exhaustion. "I'm just trying to generate cash flow before my floor plan financing kills my business." The Highlander that just sold for $12,700 has been on Mike's lot for 298 days, costing him $89 daily in floor plan interest. That's $26,522 he's paid just to keep one vehicle that nobody wanted at full price. But this isn't just about one Toyota dealer. This is about the shocking collapse of the most reliable brand in automotive history, and what it means for the entire car market. And what I'm about to show you will change everything you thought you knew about Toyota. The $89 daily bleeding. But to understand how Toyota dealers are giving cars away for free, you need to see the numbers that are destroying even the most successful dealerships in America. Mike's Toyota dealership used to be the most profitable in Phoenix. Toyota's reputation for reliability meant customers paid full price and waited for delivery. Mike sold 340 vehicles monthly with minimal discounting and maximum profit margins. Now, he's selling 47 vehicles monthly at massive losses just to generate enough cash flow to service his floor plan debt. "I'm carrying $12.3 million in unsold inventory," Mike explains, staring at his inventory management screen. "My floor plan rate went from 2.8% to 11.9% in 8 months. My monthly financing cost went from $28,000 to $122,000. That's $4,067 daily, whether Mike sells one car or 50 cars. Every morning, he wakes up $4,067 poorer than when he went to sleep, watching his life's work disappear into carrying costs for vehicles nobody wants." The Highlander hybrid that sold for $12,700 originally stickered at $47,350. Mike's cost was $42,100. After 298 days of carrying costs at $89 daily, his total investment was $68,622. By selling for $12,700, he lost $55,922 on one vehicle. But here's the shocking part. Mike considers that sale a victory. "I stopped the daily bleeding on that Highlander," Mike says. "If I kept it another year, I'd lose even more money. At least now I have cash flow and credit line space for inventory I might actually be able to sell." Therefore, Mike is taking massive losses on every sale because continuing to carry inventory costs more than liquidating it at any price. But Mike's desperation revealed something even more shocking about what customers are actually thinking about Toyota. The customer who bought the $12,700 Highlander almost didn't take it, not because of the price, but because he was worried about the complexity of modern Toyota vehicles and their declining reliability reputation. "He asked me 3 times if the hybrid system was reliable," Mike recalls. "Then he wanted to know about battery replacement costs and what happens when the electronics fail." Even at 73% off, customers are skeptical about buying new Toyotas. The customer's hesitation reveals why even Toyota dealers can't give cars away. The brand that built its reputation on reliability has become associated with complex hybrid systems, electronic problems, and expensive repairs that customers don't trust. But Mike's liquidation strategy gets even more desperate when you understand what he's doing with his most expensive inventory. That $67,000 Land Cruiser sitting in his showroom has been there for 312 days. Mike's carrying cost is $127 daily. He's already invested $106,624 in an SUV that nobody wants at any price. "I've dropped the price 5 times, Mike explains. Started at $67,000 in September, dropped to $59,000 in December, then $49,000 in March, then $34,000 in June. Now, $18,900, and I still can't find a buyer. The Land Cruiser represents everything wrong with modern Toyota. It's a $67,000 SUV with complex electronics, hybrid powertrains, and subscription-based features that customers don't understand or trust. The simplicity and reliability that made Toyota famous has been replaced by complexity that scares away buyers. Therefore, Mike is trapped with inventory that becomes more expensive to own every day, while becoming less appealing to customers who remember when Toyota meant simple, reliable transportation. The reliability reputation collapse. The reason Toyota dealers are giving cars away isn't just market conditions. It's the complete collapse of Toyota's reliability reputation, as customers discover that modern Toyotas are no more reliable than any other brand. Sarah Chen bought a 2022 Camry Hybrid, thinking she was getting legendary Toyota reliability. Instead, she's experienced 3 major failures in 18 months that have destroyed her faith in the brand forever. The hybrid system failed at 23,000 miles, Sarah explains, standing next to her Camry that's been in the shop for 2 weeks. The infotainment system crashed and took out the climate control. The transmission started jerking and hesitating. This isn't the Toyota I grew up hearing about. Sarah's experience is typical of customers who bought modern Toyotas expecting the reliability of the previous generations. Instead, they are discovering that Toyota's quality has declined dramatically as the company prioritized technology over durability. But Sarah's reliability problems revealed something even more shocking about modern Toyota vehicles. The dealer told me these problems are normal for hybrid systems, Sarah recalls. They said I should expect electronic issues and that the hybrid battery will need replacement in 8 to 10 years at a cost of $6,000. That's not reliability, that's planned obsolescence. The dealer's admission that electronic problems are normal represents the complete abandonment of Toyota's reliability standards. The company that once built vehicles to last 300,000 plus miles now builds vehicles that are expected to fail regularly. Therefore, Toyota has destroyed its own reputation by prioritizing complex technology over the simple reliability that made the brand famous. But the reliability reputation collapse extends beyond individual customer experiences to industry-wide data that proves Toyota is no longer the reliability leader. Consumer Reports' latest reliability survey shows Toyota ranking 7th out of 32 brands, behind Lexus, Genesis, Buick, Porsche, BMW, and Mini. The brand that dominated reliability rankings for decades is now solidly middle of the pack. Toyota's reliability has declined 34% over the past 5 years, explains automotive analyst Maria Santos. The introduction of complex hybrid systems, turbocharged engines, and electronic features has created failure points that didn't exist in previous generations. The reliability decline is particularly severe in Toyota's hybrid vehicles, which account for 60% of their sales. Hybrid systems that were supposed to improve efficiency have instead created expensive repair problems that customers can't afford to fix. But the most shocking aspect of the reliability reputation collapse is how it's affecting customer loyalty. Jennifer Walsh has bought 7 Toyotas over 25 years, always choosing the brand for its reliability reputation. Her 2023 RA V4 Hybrid has been so problematic that she's considering switching brands for the first time in her life. My 2005 Camry ran for 287,000 miles with minimal problems, Jennifer says. My 2023 RA V4 has been in the shop 6 times in 14 months. Toyota isn't Toyota anymore. Jennifer's brand abandonment is typical of longtime Toyota customers, who are discovering that the reliability they trusted no longer exists. These customers built Toyota's reputation through word-of-mouth recommendations, and now they're destroying it the same way. Therefore, Toyota's reliability reputation collapse is being driven by their most loyal customers, who feel betrayed by the brand's quality decline. The hybrid system disaster. The primary driver of Toyota's collapse isn't just general quality issues. It's the systematic failure of hybrid systems that were supposed to represent the future of automotive technology, but have instead become reliability nightmares. David Park runs a taxi company with 23 vehicles, and his experience with Toyota hybrids perfectly illustrates why dealers can't give them away. He bought 6 Prius hybrids in 2021, thinking they would save money on fuel costs and provide legendary Toyota reliability. Instead, he spent $47,000 on hybrid system repairs in 3 years. The hybrid batteries fail every 60,000 to 80,000 miles, David explains, standing next to a Prius with a dead battery pack. Replacement costs $6,200 plus labor. The electric motors overheat in summer heat. The regenerative braking systems fail and leave drivers without brakes. David's hybrid disasters have forced him to abandon Toyota entirely. He's selling his remaining Prius vehicles at massive losses and buying older, non-hybrid vehicles that he can depend on for his business. But David's hybrid problems revealed something even more shocking about Toyota's technology strategy. The Toyota service manager told me that hybrid system failures are expected and that I should budget for battery replacement every 80,000 miles, David recalls. He said it's the cost of having advanced technology, but I don't want advanced technology that fails. I want simple technology that works. The service manager's admission that hybrid failures are expected represents Toyota's complete abandonment of their reliability standards. The company is now selling vehicles with built-in failure points and expecting customers to accept expensive repairs as normal. Therefore, Toyota's hybrid strategy has transformed the brand from a reliability leader to a technology experiment that customers can't afford to maintain. But the hybrid system disaster extends beyond just battery failures to complex electronic problems that dealers can't diagnose or repair. Linda Martinez bought a 2022 Highlander hybrid for her family, attracted by the fuel economy and Toyota's reputation. The vehicle has been plagued with electronic problems that have left her stranded multiple times. The hybrid system randomly shuts down while driving, Linda explains. The dealer has had it for 6 weeks trying to diagnose the problem. They've replaced 3 different computers and the problem still exists. Linda's electronic problems are typical of modern Toyota hybrids that use complex computer systems to manage power flow between electric motors and gasoline engines. When these systems fail, the vehicles become undrivable and often can't be repaired. Linda says, "The dealer told me they might have to replace the entire hybrid control unit at a cost of $8,400 for a 2-year-old vehicle with 34,000 miles. That's not reliability, that's a design defect." Therefore, Toyota's hybrid systems are creating repair costs that exceed the value of the vehicles, making them worthless to customers who expected reliable transportation. Get my free guide. Avoid these 17 cars in 2025 by visiting the link in the description. Toyota hybrids dominate the list of vehicles to avoid. The dealer desperation tactics. Toyota dealers across America are resorting to increasingly desperate tactics to move inventory that customers no longer want, and their strategies reveal just how far the brand has fallen. Mike Rodriguez's Toyota dealership has implemented what he calls stealth liquidation, selling Toyotas through online auctions, Craigslist, and Facebook Marketplace without identifying himself as a dealer. The goal is to move inventory at any price without further damaging the brand's reputation. I sold a $43,000 RAV4 hybrid on Craigslist for $16,000 last week, Mike admits, looking embarrassed. The buyer thought he was getting a deal from a private party. I lost $19,000 on the sale, but I stopped the bleeding on carrying costs. Mike's stealth liquidation strategy reveals how desperate Toyota dealers have become. They're willing to destroy their profit margins and deceive customers just to generate cash flow and reduce inventory carrying costs. But Mike's desperation tactics pale in comparison to what other Toyota dealers are doing to survive. Tom Patterson runs a Toyota dealership in Dallas, where he's literally paying customers to take vehicles. He's created what he calls negative equity absorption, paying off customers' existing car loans to get them into new Toyotas. I had a customer with a $32,000 loan balance on a truck worth $19,000, Tom explains. I paid off his entire loan and gave him a new Camry for $150 monthly. I lost $41,000 on the deal, but I moved inventory and generated cash flow. Tom's negative equity absorption strategy is financially insane, but it makes sense in his desperate situation. The Camry was costing him $73 daily in floor plan interest. By taking a $41,000 loss, he stopped the daily bleeding and freed up credit line space for inventory he might actually be able to sell. Therefore, Toyota dealers are essentially paying customers to take cars off their hands, treating massive losses as a cost of staying in business rather than profit opportunities. But the most shocking dealer desperation tactic is how they're abandoning the Toyota brand entirely. Sarah Martinez used to run a Toyota dealership in Phoenix. When Toyota terminated her franchise due to poor sales performance, she converted the facility into an independent used car lot, specializing in older, non-hybrid vehicles. "I make more money selling 10-year-old Hondas than I ever made selling new Toyotas," Sarah explains, standing in what used to be her Toyota showroom. Customers want reliable transportation they can afford, not $45,000 hybrids with systems they don't understand. Sarah's conversion strategy is working because she's giving customers what they actually want instead of what Toyota thinks they should want. Her lot is full of older, simpler vehicles that customers trust more than anything new Toyota produces. "I sold a 2014 Accord with 127,000 miles for $18,000 last week," Sarah says. The customer specifically wanted a non-hybrid vehicle with proven reliability. Try explaining that to Toyota corporate. Therefore, even former Toyota dealers are abandoning the brand in favor of older, more reliable vehicles that customers actually want to buy. The customer rebellion. The customers who are taking advantage of Toyota's liquidation pricing aren't celebrating. They're shocked by how far the brand has fallen and worried about what it means for their transportation needs. Jennifer Walsh bought a $38,000 Camry for $9,800 from Mike's dealership last month. She should be thrilled about the 74% discount, but instead, she's concerned about reliability and long-term ownership costs. "When Toyota dealers are giving cars away, something's seriously wrong," Jennifer says. "I'm worried about hybrid system failures, electronic problems, and what this car will be worth in 5 years." Jennifer's concerns are valid and widespread among customers who are taking advantage of Toyota's liquidation pricing. They understand that these deals exist because the brand has lost its reliability reputation, not because they're getting special treatment. But Jennifer's purchase revealed something even more shocking about customer behavior during Toyota's collapse. "I almost didn't buy it," Jennifer admits. "Even at $9,800, I wasn't sure I wanted a modern Toyota. My 2005 Camry ran for 287,000 miles with minimal problems. This 2023 Camry has technology I don't trust and systems that might fail." Jennifer's hesitation illustrates why Toyota dealers can't give cars away. American consumers have learned that newer Toyota vehicles are less reliable than older ones, making even massive discounts unattractive to informed buyers. The customers who are buying liquidation Toyotas fall into specific categories that reveal the new market reality. Business owners like contractor Carlos Martinez are buying multiple Toyotas at liquidation prices for their fleets, planning to sell them before the hybrid systems fail. He bought 4 Camry hybrids for $11,000 each from dealers who were asking $38,000 6 months ago. "I can use these cars for 2 years and sell them before the hybrid batteries fail," Carlos explains. "It's not about transportation, it's about arbitrage. These prices are so low that the cars are short-term investment opportunities." Carlos's arbitrage strategy reveals that liquidation buyers aren't traditional customers. They're investors who understand that current prices are unsustainable and that hybrid system failures are inevitable. But the most shocking customer reaction came from people who are refusing Toyota liquidation deals entirely. Robert Chen was offered a $47,000 Highlander hybrid for $12,700 by Mike's dealership. He turned it down because he doesn't trust hybrid technology and can't afford the potential repair costs. "I don't want a vehicle with 2 powertrains that can both fail," Robert explains. "My 2016 Honda Pilot runs perfectly and costs $300 annually to maintain. Why would I want something that might need a $6,000 battery replacement in 5 years?" Robert's rejection of a 73% discount reveals the fundamental problem facing Toyota. Customers aren't just avoiding new Toyotas because of price. They're actively rejecting the complexity and unreliability of modern hybrid systems. Therefore, even liquidation pricing can't overcome the trust breakdown between Toyota and consumers who have learned to prefer older, simpler vehicles. The end of an era. Toyota's collapse from reliability leader to liquidation victim represents more than just one brand's struggles. It's the end of an era when customers could trust automotive manufacturers to prioritize durability over technology. The numbers tell the story of a complete brand transformation. Toyota's customer satisfaction ratings have dropped 43% in 5 years. Warranty claims have increased 67%. Customer loyalty has fallen from 78% to 34%, as longtime buyers abandon the brand for more reliable alternatives. Toyota destroyed their own reputation by chasing technology trends instead of focusing on what made them successful, explains automotive analyst Maria Santos. They abandoned the simplicity and reliability that customers trusted in favor of complex systems that customers fear. The brand transformation is permanent because it's based on fundamental changes to Toyota's engineering philosophy. The company that once built vehicles to last 300,000 plus miles now builds vehicles with planned obsolescence built into their hybrid systems. But the most significant impact of Toyota's collapse is how it's changing customer behavior across the entire automotive market. If Toyota, the gold standard for reliability, can't build trustworthy vehicles anymore, customers are questioning whether any manufacturer can be trusted. The brand collapse is accelerating the customer rebellion against new vehicles that's destroying the entire automotive industry. When Toyota fails, it proves that all manufacturers have abandoned reliability, summarizes customer Robert Chen. If I can't trust Toyota, I can't trust anyone. I'm keeping my older vehicles and avoiding new cars entirely. Robert's sentiment reflects a growing movement of Americans who are rejecting all new vehicles rather than trying to find reliable alternatives among unreliable options. Therefore, Toyota's collapse is accelerating the automotive industry's death spiral by eliminating the last brand that customers trusted. The dealers who are giving Toyotas away for free will either adapt by focusing on older, more reliable vehicles, or they'll close permanently as customer demand for new Toyotas disappears entirely. The customers who are buying liquidation Toyotas are taking calculated risks, hoping to benefit from short-term arbitrage opportunities before the vehicle's complex systems fail and render them worthless. The automotive industry that created this crisis by prioritizing technology over reliability will face the consequences as customers permanently abandon new vehicle purchases in favor of older, simpler alternatives they understand and trust. Next week, I'm revealing something even more shocking than Toyota's collapse. While everyone focuses on individual brand failures, there's a systematic destruction happening across the entire automotive market that's creating the worst-selling vehicles in American history. I'm talking about 15 specific models that dealers are literally begging customers to take, offering deals that seem impossible but reflect the complete breakdown of automotive retail. The information I'm going to share will help you understand which vehicles to avoid and which deals might actually be worth considering. Hit the bell icon so you don't miss that video, because the worst-selling vehicles list includes surprises that will shock you about how far the automotive industry has fallen. Toyota dealers are giving cars away for free, but smart buyers are looking elsewhere entirely. The question is whether you'll learn from Toyota's mistakes before making your own.